The rich young lady Luna was in the process of registering her marriage with her fiancé David when he received a call from his crush Rose. Rose was seeking his help, so he decided to delay the marriage registration and rushed to rescue her. Luna told him that if he didn't marry her today, she would marry someone else. However, he remained unmoved and left Luna behind. Luna turned around and picked Jack from among her bodyguards, demanding that he marry her immediately. Jack agreed, and they registered their marriage. However, as soon as Luna received the marriage certificate, she fainted. Jack rode his motorcycle and rushed her to the hospital for treatment. In fact, Jack was the heir to the wealthiest family. He had stayed by Luna's side as her personal bodyguard to repay the favor her grandfather had done for him. He had secretly loved her for many years, but she was in love with David. This time, Jack was unwilling to compromise anymore. David visited the hospital to apologize to Luna. She forgave him quickly, but asked him to keep his distance from Rose in the future, to which he agreed. Just as they were about to kiss, Jack interrupted them. Jack asked Luna why she hadn't informed David about their marriage. She replied, "You're just my bodyguard. You have no right to interfere." Angry, Jack pushed her onto the bed and reminded her, "We're already married. You're my wife now." But Luna wasn't concerned and told him she wanted a divorce immediately. Jack was unwilling, but she pretended to faint, forcing him to agree to her request. However, according to the law, one couldn't divorce immediately after marriage. They had to wait a month before they could proceed. Luna waited in the hospital for David to come pick her up, but he didn't show up. She called his office only to find out that he hadn't gone to work that day. David was spending time with Rose for her birthday, but Luna arrived and interrupted them. Rose was shocked to see Jack, as he had once been her fiancé before he called off their engagement. Luna questioned Rose why she kept clinging to David, but Rose, while initially denying it, later sent Luna a few intimate photos of herself with David, claiming that she and David were genuinely in love. She also invited Luna to meet her in a warehouse. Luna was furious and left Jack behind, deciding to go alone. When Luna arrived at the warehouse, she didn't find Rose, but was instead surrounded by 4 strange men. They tried to assault her, but Jack arrived just in time to stop them. Jack beat them up and then took off his coat to drape it over Luna. At that moment, one of the assailants launched a surprise attack and slashed Jack's back with a knife. However, Jack quickly defeated the attacker and carried Luna away. In the car, Luna saw his wound and ordered him to take off his clothes. He misinterpreted it and felt shy, but Luna loudly said, "What are you thinking?" "I just want to treat your wound." She roughly applied medicine to his wound, causing him to scream in pain. Jack wrapped his body with his clothes, but Luna insisted that he put on the shirt, saying that he looked too sexy without it and she wouldn't be able to control herself. He slowly leaned toward her, and she thought he was about to kiss her, but he was actually trying to apply medicine to her injured forehead. David's father forbade him from seeing Rose again and ordered him to stay at Luna's house that night. Because David's family business was struggling, they urgently needed to marry into Luna's family to save the company. His father prepared a bowl of soup, secretly laced with aphrodisiacs. However, Luna was unaware and happily drank the soup. Just then, Rose called David, saying, "Come save me. My ex-boyfriend is bothering me again. He's right outside the door." But in fact, Rose was lying. She was chopping vegetables with a knife, creating a sharp noise that made David believe her. Luna hugged him from behind, not letting him leave, but he pulled her hand away and left because, in his heart, Rose was more important. Luna was angry. She smashed a glass and cut her foot with the glass shards. While Jack was treating her wound, she playfully touched his chin with her foot, teasing him, but he remained serious. Luna ordered Jack to drink the remaining soup. As soon as he finished drinking, he felt dizzy and feverish. He pushed Luna onto the sofa, trying to kiss her, but she struggled desperately. He apologized and stumbled to the bathroom to take a shower, trying to sober up. Luna opened the shower curtain and saw his sexy body, feeling a bit shy, and quickly closed the curtain. A month later, Luna and David planned to go try on wedding dresses. David told Rose that he was getting married and that they should no longer be in contact. But Rose slit her wrist with a knife to stop him from leaving. Soon after, Rose sent Luna a message saying, "Now I'm in your wedding house with your fiancé." When Luna arrived at the wedding house, she saw their shadows on the window. She called David and asked where he was. He lied, saying he was at the office. Rose hugged David and asked him for a breakup kiss. He softened and kissed Rose, pushing her onto the bed. Luna waited outside for half an hour but didn't see David come out. She was heartbroken, but Jack told her, "You deserve a better man." He dropped the umbrella and carried her away. Back home, Jack helped her dry her hair, and she told him why she had wanted to marry David. Luna's father had died when she was young, and her mother only took her sister Olivia, leaving Luna to be raised by her grandfather. She had lacked love since childhood. Then it was David who had saved her from drowning. He had appeared when she needed help the most, so from that moment, she decided to marry him. But this time, she would never forgive him. The next day, the wedding went ahead as planned, but Luna announced at the ceremony that she didn't want to marry David anymore. The person she wanted to marry was Jack. David didn't believe her and thought she was just acting out of spite, but she kissed Jack. Then Jack put his arm around her waist and kissed her back. Furious, David tried to slap her, but Jack stopped him. David mocked Jack, calling him a poor bodyguard without background. At that moment, the president of the Chamber of Commerce arrived and declared he would act as the witness for Jack and Luna's marriage. He also decided to give them 20% of the chamber's shares as a wedding gift. Luna presented the marriage certificate, revealing that she and Jack had already registered their marriage. David accused her of cheating, but Jack presented the photos of David in bed with Rose the previous night, accusing him of being unfaithful first. The guests present recognized the woman in the photo as Rose and began insulting her, calling her shameless, but David protected Rose in his arms, not allowing anyone to harm her. Luna's grandfather was furious and publicly canceled her engagement to David. Olivia, Luna's sister, had liked Jack for a long time. She asked Luna if she truly wanted to marry Jack, and Luna replied, "Jack is just a tool for me to get back at David. Even if he weren't here today, I could find another man to marry me." Jack happened to overhear her words and felt somewhat hurt. However, he still rejected Olivia's advances, saying, "I am your brother-in-law. Please show some respect." After returning home, Jack proposed that he and Luna live together. She agreed, but set the condition that Jack must not touch her or sleep in the same bed with her. Jack picked Luna up in his arms and told her, "We are already married." However, he respected her and slept on the couch. The next day, a fake driver took Luna away. She noticed something was off and tried to call Jack, but an abrupt break caused her phone to fall. Jack realized something might have happened to her, so he rushed out of the meeting room. The fake driver turned out to be Bruce, Rose's ex-boyfriend. He slapped Luna angrily. Since Luna had broken off the engagement, David and Rose had gotten back together. Bruce believed that Luna was the reason he lost his girlfriend, so he came to seek revenge on her. He said, "Since David slept with my woman, I'll sleep with his woman." He tried to assault Luna in the car, but Jack arrived just in time, pulled him out, punched him, and stomped on his leg. Jack gently patted Luna's head, holding her close, and said, "I'm sorry I'm late. Don't be afraid." In response to Bruce's provocation, Jack became even angrier and beat him up more. Later, Jack captured Rose because he knew she had instructed Bruce to kidnap Luna. He grabbed her by the neck and warned her not to hurt Luna again. But then, Jack began to feel feverish and realized that his friend had secretly slipped an aphrodisiac into his drink, thinking Jack was going to assault Rose, which was not the case. After returning home, Jack threw Luna over his shoulder and patted her bottom. He tossed her onto the bed, removed his jacket, and unbuttoned his shirt, kissing her passionately. The next morning, Luna expressed that she was willing to be his wife, but she demanded that he be loyal to her. He pinned her down on the bed and reminded her to keep her distance from other men in the future. They intertwined their fingers, and as he leaned in slowly, she closed her eyes. But instead of kissing her, he smiled and told her that he had to attend a banquet that evening. Tonight's banquet was the birthday party of the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and David was going to attend with Rose. When Luna learned this, she became angry and decided to expose Rose's malicious actions at the party, shattering her dreams of marrying into a wealthy family. Luna brought Bruce to the party, and his unexpected arrival startled Rose. She pulled Bruce into a secluded corner and said, "I don't really love David. I only see him as a tool to make money. Once I've made enough, I'll run away with you." Luna purposely led David to the window so he could overhear Rose's words. Enraged, David opened the window. Rose tried to defend herself, But Bruce revealed more of her evil deeds, such as repeatedly plotting to kidnap and harm Luna, and falsely accusing her ex-boyfriend Bruce of being emotionally unstable and violent. Olivia noticed that Maria, the president's goddaughter, also liked Jack, and in a fit of jealousy, pushed her down the stairs. However, Jack saved Maria and carried her downstairs. Luna, feeling jealous, refused to return home with Jack. She mocked her sister Olivia for trying to steal her man, saying, "If you like him, just tell me. I can let him go to you." This comment upset Jack, and a quarrel broke out between him and Luna at the party. Jack ordered the bodyguards to throw Rose out, but Rose refused to leave, saying, "You're just a bodyguard. What right do you have to give orders at this party?" Just then, the president of the Chamber of Commerce appeared and said, "Jack is my honored guest, and he has the authority to throw you out." The bodyguards then ejected both Rose and Bruce from the party. David tried to reconcile with Luna, but she firmly rejected him. However, when she saw Maria clinging to Jack, she became jealous and deliberately asked David to take her home. After returning home, Luna told Jack that if he couldn't be loyal, they could get a divorce. He silenced her with a kiss, then leaned close to her ear and told her to stay away from David in the future. Rose didn't want to go to jail, so she apologized to David and promised to help him reconcile with Luna. Jack returned to his company, where the employees all bowed to welcome the president's return. In his office, Jack met his father, Michael. Because Jack was an illegitimate child, he had always been ignored by the family. His father insisted that Jack return to the family business and wanted to find a better marriage partner for him. But Jack said, "My career and my marriage are my own business, not yours." His father was furious and insisted on interfering. While shopping, Luna ran into Rose and learned that Rose had been bailed out by David. She became very angry. Luna spotted a pair of earrings worth $500,000. Rose suggested that David buy the earrings for Luna. They thought Luna wouldn't have enough money to afford such expensive earrings, but Jack appeared and said, "Anything my wife wants, she must have." Rose and David assumed that the poor Jack couldn't afford the earrings, but the salesperson informed them that Jack's card had already paid, and his card was a VIP black card. Luna proudly took Jack's arm and said, "The man I choose is both loyal and wealthy." She then left with Jack, leaving David and Rose furious. Later, Luna asked Jack where he got all the money. He explained that he had invested in several businesses over the years and made a lot of money, but he still hadn't revealed his true identity to her. Luna teased him, saying, "Since you're so rich, why don't we divorce? You can marry a prettier woman." Jack immediately became angry, hugged her waist, and warned her not to mention divorce again. He then picked her up with one arm and carried her home. David's father learned that Michael was planning to unite with other companies to target Luna's family business, so he decided to lead the effort to bring down the Luna family. This way, he could have a chance to side with the richest family. The next day, Olivia told Luna that their grandfather had been taken to the police station for interrogation, and their family business had been sealed and investigated. She heard that it was because her grandfather had offended Michael, which led to the crackdown. Jack went to visit his father and asked, "What will it take for you to spare Luna's grandfather?" His father, Michael, replied, "If you return to my company as vice president, I will let him go." Jack agreed, and Michael prepared to throw him a welcome party. Luna heard that Michael's second son would be attending the party that night, so she decided to go and plead with him. At the party, the guests mocked Luna's family situation, making sarcastic remarks. Maria went even further, accusing Luna of breaking her strap and causing her almost to have a wardrobe malfunction. The guests sided with Maria and humiliated Luna. Jack arrived and hugged Luna to comfort her, even taking off his jacket to cover her. He demanded that the guest who bullied her apologize, but the guest didn't recognize his true identity and thought he was just an ordinary bodyguard. So, he refused to apologize and proudly declared he was from the famous Brown family. Jack immediately called his assistant and ordered him to seize all of the Brown family's properties, bankrupting them. Soon, the guest received a call and was told that his family had gone bankrupt. Jack ordered his bodyguards to throw him out and demanded that the other guests who had bullied Luna also apologize to her. The guests, terrified, all bowed and apologized. Maria wanted to continue blaming Luna, but she was interrupted when her godfather arrived and revealed that they had checked the restroom surveillance and saw that Maria had actually broken her own strap and framed Luna. Maria had no choice but to apologize to Luna. The next day, Maria asked Luna to meet and suggested that she should stop dragging Jack down, as several families that tried to help her grandfather had also been targeted. Luna worried that she was a burden to Jack and decided to break up with him. However, the next day, she regretted it, feeling she had acted impulsively. Jack went to a jewelry store to pick out a gift for Luna and coincidentally ran into Maria. He bought a delicate bracelet for Luna and she was very happy. However, she accidentally saw a text message from Maria, which said, "My bracelet is broken. Can I borrow yours as a sample for repairs? Because both are identical." Luna became very upset, thinking that Jack had bought two bracelets, one for her and one for Maria. She knocked over the glass Jack handed her and accused him of being unfaithful and flirting with another woman. They had a huge argument, and Luna once again proposed a divorce. Crying, she admitted she had fallen in love with Jack, but feared he would abandon her like David had. Jack called Maria and said, "The bracelet is for my wife. Don't interfere with my relationship with Luna anymore." Luna realized she had misunderstood Jack and reconciled with him. Luna's grandfather was ostracized in prison, leading to his illness and hospitalization. Olivia suspected that Jack was Michael's son, but Luna didn't want to believe it. She thought Jack wouldn't lie to her. Jack confronted his father, asking why he hadn't kept his promise to spare Luna's grandfather. His father replied, "Once a person has a weakness, they become restricted in their actions. You shouldn't be influenced by love." In an attempt to bond with Jack, Luna planned a date for them. The next day, she carefully dressed up, ready for the date, but received a call from the hospital informing her that her grandfather had died from a heart attack. Luna rushed to the hospital and found her grandfather had bled profusely. She was puzzled as to why someone would bleed so much from a sudden heart attack. At that moment, Michael appeared and said, "It's because your grandfather was beaten by my men, which caused the heart attack." Furthermore, he told Luna, "Jack is my son. If you continue to cling to him, I will destroy your grandfather's company and bankrupt your family." Luna wanted to kill Michael, but Jack stopped her and asked her to calm down. In her anger, she slapped Jack, believing he was an accomplice to the murderer Michael. Olivia scolded Luna for causing her grandfather's death, which made her feel even more guilty. Jack apologized to Luna, asking for her forgiveness, but she decided to cut ties with him. She told him that after her grandfather's funeral, she would divorce him. A few days later, Jack saw Luna with David and became jealous, asking her, "Do you still love David?" Luna replied, "Yes, he's much better than you. At least he doesn't have a murderous father." Jack became even more jealous and kissed her forcefully. Luna suddenly felt nauseous, but Jack thought she was rejecting him and stormed off. However, he didn't know that Luna was nauseous because she was pregnant. Olivia met with Michael to discuss a collaboration, saying she was willing to marry Jack so that their two companies could unite. Michael agreed. Jack's company went bankrupt due to the attacks, and Luna was worried about him. When Jack returned home, he hugged her from behind and said, "I don't want a divorce. I still love you." Just then, Olivia called Luna, inviting them to her home for dinner. After dinner, Luna, Jack, and David all passed out. It turned out that Olivia had drugged the food. When Luna woke up, she found herself in bed with David. David tried to assault her but realized she was bleeding. Luna told him she was pregnant with Jack's child. David carried her out of the room, but she heard sexual moans coming from Olivia's room. She didn't believe Jack had slept with Olivia, but David wouldn't let her in the room and quickly took her to the hospital. Luna was revived, but then saw the news. Jack and Olivia were living together and would soon get married. David proposed to Luna, and she accepted. However, that night, Jack hadn't actually been with Olivia. He agreed to marry her to deceive his father and complete his revenge. He didn't tell Luna immediately because he didn't want to put her in danger and planned to tell her once everything settled. Luna and David held a wedding, but at the wedding, Rose told Luna that David's family was also Michael's accomplices and had secretly helped him oppress and bully her grandfather. Luna became furious and asked David if it was true. He admitted it. Just then, Jack arrived and shouted, "She won't marry you." He then announced, "From today on, my securities group will take over all of Michael's assets." David's father was shocked. He never expected that Jack was actually the president of the country's top securities group. Then, Jack ordered his bodyguards to arrest Michael and David's father and take them to the police station. Olivia had a change of heart and told her sister Luna that she hadn't slept with Jack and didn't plan to marry him. Jack knelt on one knee, holding a diamond ring, and proposed to Luna. They exchanged rings and embraced each other tightly.